Hello student, welcome to EPG Pathsala. I am Dr. Ajit Jaswal from Department of Anthropology, Pondicherry University, Puducherry. Today we are going to discuss about the modules called as a fossil and dating method under paper Physical and Biological Anthropology. In this module, once you have studied this module, you should be able to answer or try to define and identify the fossil in the archaeological context. You will always also understand the process of fossil formation and related discipline or its subdiscipline. You will also understand the importance of fossil in the paleoanthropology as well as in anthropology. Through this module, you will also understand the different method of dating fossil, both relative and absolute. Now let me give you a glimpse of introductory information about this module. Paleoanthropology is a subfield of biological anthropology which deals with fossil record of humankind. Fossilized remain, it provides the direct evidence of human ancestry. So the discovery and the study of fossil is indisparably or inseparable from paleoanthropology. Fossil remains are not always important to understand the phylogeny, but it also helpful to explaining the understanding of the past event of the man. So for understanding our history, our past life, it is important that we have the knowledge of fossil record, fossil remains. The fossil word itself is derived from a Latin word called fossilis, meaning dug from the earth. So we have to take the information which is either buried or it is lying inside the earth. Fossil is any remnant or trace or impression of an organism that existed in the past geological time period that has been naturally preserved in the earth crust. The process of this formation, the process of formation of fossil is known as fossilization. It involves the preservation of the specific part of the organism that was once altogether existed or living in nature or functional in nature. The process includes the replacement of an organic component of the organism by minerals. The fossilization is dependent on climate, geology and local soil condition also. The different parts of the body is fossilized in different rate. The body part which contain more mineral are suitable for fossilization rather than soft tissue like skin and muscle. The hard tissue like bone, teeth, they preserved well for their high mineral content. Other harder and larger bones like femur of leg, humerus of hand is more commonly fossilized than the lighter bones. Fossilized skeletal part is very significant to paleoanthropologists because it contains maximum evolutionary feature of hominid evolution but limited in evidence. Taphonomy. Taphonomy is the study of process of fossilization. It deals with the event of an organism after its death and until its discovery as a fossil, including decomposition, transport, burial and other chemical, biological or physical activities which affect the remains of the organism. It also considered the geological and biological process that help to know the context and condition of the fossilized remains. Importance of study fossil in paleoanthropology. Fossil hominids are studied in different contexts. Relationship between the form and function of early hominids in terms of the structure of the bones, posture, locomotory pattern, and mobility of limb, manual dexterity and dietary habit are reconstructed with the comparative anatomy. In paleodemography, different aspects like fertility, mortality, sex ratio, population size of prehistoric people are studied with the help of fossil remains. Paleopathology is also dealt with the fossil to know the disease, fertility and mortality rate, cause of death and lifespan of a prehistoric population. Fossils also have immense importance to reconstruct the prehistoric cultural practices, social structure, population, migration and ethnic affiliation. Now let's try to discuss the technique of dating. The discovery of fossil is useless without prior dating, without finding out the age, date or proper time. That the discovery itself is useless because we don't know, we don't never develop their position in the phylogenetic tree. So dating is important for chronological arrangement of the fossil. We try to find out where we are supposed to place it, found and reconstruct the biocultural history of early human. Because we are discussing what we are trying to find out about our past. We are trying to find out how evolution has taken place, what are the factors are responsible for the evolution, and what are the morphological, physiological or changes that took place in due course of evolution. So there are two techniques of dating. One is a direct, which we call it as absolute. Another is indirect, which is in relative term called as relative dating. In the case of absolute dating, the associated finding is dated directly and the date is calculated in year. So here we don't have to worry about, we will get the somewhat exact age, not the final one, but approximate value we can get in this case. Like there is a number of example is there, number of dating technique is there. Like we can call it as a carbon-14 dating, very commonly used nowadays. Where carbon-14 is actually a isotope which has a specific lifetime. After a specific period of this lifetime, it undergoes half changes, the periodically changes of this half, and we try to find out the relationship between the carbon-12 and carbon-14. We can find out the absolute date of that particular element. Similarly, the radioactive potassium element, it also undergo changes because radioactive potassium is an unstable condition. It has to acquire the stable condition. For the acquiring the stable condition, it undergoes changes and ultimately converted into argon. We have another method called amino acid racemizations. Then uranium series, uranium is also some of the variety of uranium like uranium-238, uranium-235, they are remaining in unstable conditions. They want to acquire the stable condition. In order to acquire the stable condition, static condition, they undergo a changes. These changes itself provide a specific age and ultimately dating of that particular element. Similarly, fission track technique, thermoluminescent technique, many metals, many elements, they have a power to emit light which has a specific power. This emission itself will give us a lot of clue about the age of that particular element. Similarly, paleomagnetic dating. In the other dating method, that is in relative dating, the date of an archaeological find is dated indirectly because here we are taking into consideration the relative context in comparison to that one, in respect to other finding. So the date of which was known as in relational fashion is called as relative dating. Example like stratigraphy. The element which was found in the lower layer of the strata are somewhat older than the element found, the metal or material, living or non-living creature that was found in the upper layer. Similarly, we have a fluorine, uranium, nitrogen test. The content of fluorine is differ in some of the element based on the layer concerned. Uranium is also found to be continuously varied based on the relative context. Then nitrogen level is also varying in some cases. So this method is also helpful in dating the relative date of a certain element. We have another technique called paleontology and palynology for finding out the relative dating. Like in the case of fluorine, uranium and nitrogen analysis, this is one of the relative method which is based on the quantitative differences of concentration of either fluorine or uranium and nitrogen in the buried bones. As I already told you, the older bones contain more fluorine, means it in the comparative context, the bone which is newer in nature, their content of the fluorine is somewhat lesser. Based on this comparative nature, the comparative context, we can relatively find out the age of the bone, whether it is older or newer. Similarly, the bone deposit for a longer time period, it absorbs more uranium. So, from the strata or the different layer of the earth's surface, we can clearly find out whether the bone that we discovered, that we have excavated, that we found is older or newer, and accordingly we can find out the date also. Similarly, as the bone become older, the amount of nitrogen decreases. This is also in the comparative context, we can find out the age of that particular bone in comparison to the other one. We have a clear-cut example, like the famous pit down problem was solved by the application of fluorine method. Stratigraphy. The stratigraphy is the most well-known and widely used method to establish the relative sequence of the evidences. This method is based on geology. Stratigraphy is the study of different layers. One stratum is differentiated from the other in terms of composition, color and content. These strata are studied to get the chronocultural sequence of different phenomena. The stratigraphy is based on the law of superimposition, that the lower strata are older than those of the higher strata. The artifacts collected from the lower layer are older than that the artifact found from the upper layer. Faunal correlation. Analysis of faunal remains sometimes help to establish relative chronological framework for sites where numerous fossils have been found. The new faunal form emerged and spread with the extinction of old forms. Fossil vertebrates also are the determinant of Pleistocene environment. Mollusks and insects sometimes used as the indicator of past climate. The faunal remains of Elephas, that is elephant, equus, horse, rhinoceros belong to warmer climate, are replaced by woolly mammoth, woolly rhinoceros, reindeer, bison in cold climatic condition. Fluorine, urine and nitrogen analysis. This relative method is based on the quantitative differences of concentration of fluorine, urine and nitrogen in buried bones. In the older bones that contain more fluorine in comparison to the newer bones or younger bones, the bones deposited for a longer period of time, it absorbs more uranium in comparison to the bone deposited for lesser time period. And in the case of nitrogen analysis, as the bone becomes older, the amount of nitrogen decreases. The famous spill down problem was solved by the application of a fluorine method. That is, in the older bone, the contents of fluorine were more. Absolute dating example C14 method. The absolute or direct method of dating include those techniques which provide the date of the archaeological finding in years. The absolute dating is also known as chronometric dating. Most of these absolute methods are radiometric dating, based on the principle of decay rate of parent atom into daughter atom, and the age is calculated by measuring the ratio of these two. The commonly used absolute dating examples are carbon-14 dating, potassium argon dating, amino acid racemization, fission track, thermoluminescence, uranium series dating, paleomagnetism. There are other dating methods, but these are not directly associated with dating of fossil like dendrochronology. Now let's discuss about the carbon-14 dating. It is the most widely used radiometric dating method. This dating method is based on the principle of the decay of carbon-14 into nitrogen element. The half-life period is 5730 years. Unlike carbon-14, carbon-12 is a stable isotope. After the death of the animal or plant, the radioactive carbon-14 began to decay and carbon-12 remained the same. By measuring the ratio of carbon-14 and carbon-12, the amount of carbon-14 present in this can be calculated. The age of the specimen is calculated by emission rate of the half of the original radioactive material, that is 14 carbon, approximately 5730 years old. The 14 carbon or carbon-14 atoms are counted in the laboratory by using accelerator mass spectrometer called as AMS. This is very effective method to date different organic artifacts and fossilized bone though there are number of errors like statistical error indicating the date plus minus ways, error of the carbon-14 label of the sample, and error regarding the laboratory participation of sample and management. Potassium argon dating. This dating technique developed by Arnold to date very old depositions of volcanic rock, igneous rock and minerals. It is based on the principle of the decay rate of the potassium-14 to argon-40. The potassium-40 is radioactive in nature, decay at particular rate to form the argon-40, which is stable in nature. Argon gas escape at high temperature and begin to accumulate when it cool down. By measuring the ratio of potassium-40 to potassium argon, 40 argon, the rate of decay and time period is calculated in a spectrometer, which measures the concentration of argon-14. The half-life period of potassium-40 is 1330 million years. The datable range is 500,000 to 3 billion years. This dating method is useful to date fossils where there are volcanic eruption. Next method, thermoluminescence dating method. This dating method is based on the principle that when a solid is heated, its stored energy is released and emit light. The light emitted by temperature is termed as thermoluminescence. The trapped electron in a material is zero when heated. After last heating, the trapped electron started to score in a sample. The age of the sample comprises the length of the time since the object was last heated. This is done by measuring the amount of total radiation in the sample and the amount of radiation in the sample received in 1 year in a particular environment. So, age of the sample equal to accumulated radiation dose divided by annual radiation dose. The datable range is present to 400,000 years ago and used to date burnt pottery, flint, shells and bones. Amino acid racemization. This chronometric method of dating is directly used to date fossil remains. Collagen is a kind of a protein that remains in the fossilized bone for a longer time period. The amino acid which made the collagen have two forms, that is L form and D form. The L amino acid called as normal form and the D amino acid called as mirror image form. After death of an organism, the L form amino acid or L amino acid transformed to the non-protein D amino acid over a long time period. This change is called racemization. The dating method is based on the principle of the amount of change or racemization that has been occurred in the buried fossilized bone. The rate of racemization is not same in all material. In case of skeletal remain, the datable range is 5,000 to 100,000 years. The limitation of this dating method, the racemization rate vary on the nature and extent of different amino acids and also depend on the temperature. Next method, that is uranium series dating. Uranium series dating is based on the decay chain of uranium, that is uranium 238 and uranium 235 into various daughter elements and widely used for dating fossil. The different sets of daughter isotopes sets used for dating, that is thorium 230 to uranium 234 or uranium 234 to uranium 238, etc. Out of this set, thorium-uranium method is widely used to date hominid sites that contain ancient rocks, stalagmites, bones, teeth, shell and calcium carbonate deposition. In fresh deposition of calcium carbonate, thorium 230 is present because it is insoluble in water and the ratio of thorium 230 to uranium 234 is 0. The ratio increases with the time when uranium 234 decayed to thorium 230. The date of its equilibrium 1.0 is 350,000 year. The datable material of uranium series are chemically or biologically precipitated calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3, and also applicable to date teeth and bones, are based on the principle of accumulating uranium from groundwater after buried. Paleomagnetic dating. The paleomagnetic dating is based on the principle of the change of the Earth magnetic field over time in direction and intensity. These changes are recorded in lava, rocks, lake sediment, etc. Geomagnetic polarity lasts between zero point 0.5 and 1 million years ago, which reverts between zero point 0.5 and 2.5 million years ago, and before 3.4 million years ago. The history of polarity change have been determined over the past 4 million years. This helps to date different deposition in which fossils are recorded. So, the paleomagnetic date is fulfilling the principle of change of Earth magnetic field over time in direction and intensity. Fission track dating. Fission track dating is applied to date rock and stone in which fossils are found, but not directly on the fossil. This method is based on the principle of counting the number of tracks that have been formed when uranium decay through fusion releases energy and damages crystalline structure. It creates a crystal lattice which are 15 to 20 micrometer long. These tracks are counted and dates are calculated. The datable range is long 20 years to 5 billion years. The advantage of this method is the rate of decay of uranium-238, as it is constant throughout time and track reproduce with 100% accuracy. Along with this, there is one more dating method similar to thermoluminescence or TL method of dating called as electric spin resonance ESR. This dating method is similar to TL method of dating but non-destructive in nature. In this method, the density of trapped electron is determined by measuring their absorption of microwave radiation. This dating method is very significant in paleoanthropology to date teeth enamel and bones of hominids. Now let's try to revise the important emerging points of these modules. The study of fossil is multidisciplinary in nature because we have to take the help of not just anthropology but all the other discipline which directly indirectly concerned with the evolutions or study of fossil concern. Different nature and physical sciences are used to study the fossil and its formation process. The vital part of anthropology is human evolution, which is totally depend on the chances of getting hominid fossil. The different parts of the body are fossilized different rates. So, there are better chances of getting fossil of hard bones like skeletal part, long bones and teeth rather than the soft parts. The development of hominid brain can be reconstructed by a endocranial cast study. The long bones are very important for the development of a locomotory pattern. Fossil evidences also help to know the different biological precondition for capacity of making culture. These fossils are dated by many number of technique or number of relative and absolute method of dating. The dating method are useful to put the different element of biocultural evolution of man in a chronological framework. All of the method have number of limitation. Sometimes cross dating is used to minimize this drawback or limitation and to get more accurate date supported by number of different dating technique or method. Thank you.